Hey, good day, good afternoon, and wherever you are in the world. My name is Marcel Hyde, channel Marcel Mindset.
One, two, three, four.
I want to remind you guys, please hit that subscribe button below, hit that notification bell, because these are episodes that you don't want to miss out on. For those of you out there, if you're lacking in faith, you're lacking in hope, God is there for you. God is willing to guide you and lead you and direct you. Hello, world, and welcome to another episode of Marcel Mindset TV. All right, it's 2023, so stop waiting and act now. Remember, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button below. And if you find any type of value from this show, from this podcast, please share this to someone that you think it could benefit them. The objective of the channel is to help people grow. There's information and knowledge out there that people have that we need to get out to them. So share this channel, okay? So today on the show, we are very grateful. We are thankful and we are extremely excited because we have an extraordinary guest on the show. And I've been watching this guy's content for some time now. And I just completed his book this morning. And when I say you guys need to go and get that book, you need to get it yesterday because there's so much information in that book that has changed my mindset and my whole perspective. I've grown as a person. Not only is it a book that will improve your business, but it will improve your life. So I'd like to introduce to the show, Paul Adeyeye.
Hi, Marcel. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. Thank you. I love the energy and I love everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
How do we start? So do I go by introducing myself?
So how we like to start here is I like to ask, because obviously, I virtually know you and I had the opportunity to follow your Instagram page. So my question to you is, for our audience, is who is Paul Adeyeye?
Okay, so thank you, Marcel. I've been following you too on Instagram and I love what you do. And it looks like we have a lot of things in common.
Yes.
So my name is Paul and I'm the author of the book, The A+ Entrepreneur. I'm originally from Nigeria. So I'm a Nigerian immigrant. I reside in Ontario. I'm a husband to a beautiful damsel. I'm a father to two great boys. I'm a business consultant, a licensed Canadian financial educator. When I moved to Canada, I noticed how tough it could be for immigrants to settle in Canada. Then I noticed a wide gap in my community, which was financial literacy. I realized that people don't have it tough because they are not smart or because they are not intelligent. It's probably because lack of access to knowledge. So I decided to dedicate my life to bridge the gap of financial literacy within my community. I work as a business analyst full-time in a clinical research firm. So I would say 9 to 5, I help you with your health, and 5 to 9, I help you with your finances.
Wow, that's amazing. You're doing big work out there. And this is something that people need. It's something that we go through our own education system and we don't get that financial literacy aspect. So we're very appreciative of people like you out there. So thank you, Paul. So I know you mentioned you wrote your book, right? And like I said earlier, I read this book. It's a short read. You could go and click today on Amazon and read it on Kindle, or you can get the paperback copy as well too. And I highly recommend you go and get that. And I personally believe it's not only for business people, but it's also for regular, ordinary people that may have a 9 to 5, because you could also grow from that. So my question to you, because people that write books, there's something in them, right? There's something that they have inside of them that they want to express on paper to help other people. So I know that you're a genuine, honest person with a lot of integrity. So my question to you is, what inspired you to write your book, The A+ Entrepreneur, a strategic guide to help you build your business, thrive at all times?
Yeah, that's a very great question, Marcel. So I'd always known I was going to write a book, but I was waiting for the perfect time. And you know what? Waiting for the perfect time will make you wait all your life. So when COVID struck in 2020, I noticed a lot of people lost their jobs and everyone started thinking outside the box. So I wrote The A+ Entrepreneur out of passion for people, not just for business owners. And I'm happy you've read the book.
Yeah.
You would agree with me that even if you're a career person, there's a lot to learn about personal development.
Yes.
There's a lot to learn about taking responsibility for your health.
Yes.
There's a lot to learn about businesses, and there's a lot to learn about leadership.
Exactly.
So I wrote that book out of passion for humanity. But to cut the long story short, in 2020, when I saw that everyone was losing their jobs, everybody was looking for a way out. Then I belonged to different WhatsApp community, and I always saw people saying, I just started my small business.
Right.
Everybody was sharing one thing or the other. So whenever anybody shared, I was always excited, like, wow, this is a good move. And I would share some tips and strategies that will help them to grow.
Right.
So they loved it, and I was receiving positive feedbacks. And at some point, one of my friends reached out to me and was like, Guy, you are making a lot of sense. Don't you think you should come up with a book?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I always wanted to write a book. So right now, I also lost my job. So what I do? I said, okay, let me start writing the book. And in 4 months, the A+ Entrepreneur was ready.
Right.
Because I just jumped on it right away, started writing. I wasn't sure what the end would be. I just kept writing.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity to challenge you today, or whoever is listening to me right now. If you have an idea and you keep procrastinating, I would say start from where you are.
Yep.
You never know what you will get by starting. But if you don't start, you won't learn.
Yes.
What I've learned is the resources that you need are always around you.
Yep.
But you will not identify those resources until you start.
Wow.
Because I just started writing the book, and I saw that there were stories that happened to me that I could share in that book.
Exactly.
The example is the first chapter where I talked about the health triangle.
Yes.
Most of those things were about my stories. So just start. Yep. So the passion for humanity led me to write the book, The A+ Entrepreneur. And I'm really excited that a lot of people have benefited from the book across the globe. Every time everyone reads the book, they always come back to say, wow, thank you, Paul. And that makes me feel good.
Yeah, that's great, Paul. And you know what? I love the book, and I really hope everybody gets the opportunity to purchase that book. It's very affordable, and this book should be a #1 world seller. And I believe people should be reading it because it's something that's going to help you in your life. And it's a short read. It's only 90-something pages. You could read that in a day, maybe even 2 days if you're focused.
Right.
And like Paul said, start, guys. We want to remind you guys, you got to start. If you have that idea, just start. And like Paul had said, the resources will come to you once you start. If you don't start, nothing's going to come to you. So I really like that, Paul. So my next question to you, I want to kind of transition to financial literacy. Obviously our education system here, which I respect, I came out of, so I'm not going to, knock it down in any way, but we didn't learn about financial literacy. So a lot of people that come out of high school, a lot of people that come out of university, they don't make the greatest financial decisions, or they don't make those decisions because they don't understand, right? So that's the purpose of this channel, is to educate people, educate the community on financial literacy, and bring experts like Paul on the show that can inform and educate people. So my question is, how important is it for someone to understand financial literacy?
Wow, that's a big question. And I will answer you, I will just be straightforward.
Yep.
Financial literacy is important to everyone, especially in this part of the world. If I had my way, I would add it to the syllabus in schools for children.
Yep.
Because what I've seen is people are smart, intelligent. You see people with distinctions and they come out, they don't even know how to manage their finances. So financial literacy is very important. I understand that not everybody wants to be rich or wealthy, but even to live a comfortable life in Canada, you need to be financially literate.
Yes.
And I believe that everyone deserves to be comfortable. If you look at what is going on right now, the world requires being financially literate. You need to learn about money. You need to understand how to manage debt in a debt-friendly environment like Canada. You need to understand the government policies,
Yes.
taxes, insurance,
Right.
investment. You've got to take ownership and take responsibility for your life.
Yep.
You need to learn those basics so that you can also teach your kids, because you can't give what you don't have.
Yes.
So you need to learn it and stop financial illiteracy at your level so your kids can
Exactly.
be financially literate.
Wow.
Your earnings don't make you rich.
No.
It's what you do with your earnings that make you rich.
Exactly. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I really like that.
So in Canada, more than 55% of Canadians live paycheck to paycheck.
Wow.
And what that means is if they lose their job today, or for some reason they don't get paid, they may not be able to pay their bills.
Wow.
I know you live in Toronto as of today.
Yes.
Homeowners of non-condo in Toronto have more than 100% of their earnings going towards their mortgage payment.
Wow.
You know, they've been increasing the rate over the years, like 6 times in the last 1 year.
Right.
And that's having a negative impact on people's finances.
Yes.
A lot of people went into real estate investment with no knowledge, and now is biting them.
Yes.
So this is not healthy, and most immigrants will fall into this trap. That's why it's important. That's why I do what I do, trying to bridge the gap and to prevent people from making the same mistakes.
Right.
An example is for you to get the maximum benefit after retirement in Canada, which is about $1,260 per month. You must have worked for 39 years on Canadian soil.
Mm-hmm.
Immigrants like myself, we don't have 39 years to work on Canadian soil, which means we may not get the maximum of $1,260 per month. So financial education is key, so we can know how to plan for our future, take responsibility for our lives, and also help our kids to prepare a better future.
Yes, I love that, Paul. Honestly, I really love that. And I really hope you guys take the opportunity to reach out to Paul, because you want to be with someone who's passionate about financial literacy and is educating themselves daily on financial literacy. And that is what Paul is doing. You don't want to be the person in the future that all your money is gone towards your rent or your mortgage payments. You know, you want to manage your money correctly. So someone like Paul can kind of help you manage your money accordingly and appropriately. Thank you, Paul. So right now, if you scroll through TikTok, if you scroll through Instagram, you see everybody saying, try this side hustle. You can make this amount of money on this. You can make that amount of money doing that. So we live in a generation of side hustles. Some people are pro side hustle. Some people hate side hustle. Some people think focus on one thing. Some people say you should have a side hustle because things are extremely hard today. So my question to you is, do you believe side hustles are good? And if so, what are some side hustles people can start today?
Wow. Thank you for that question, Marcel. And I may be a little biased by answering this question because I believe strongly that side hustles are great.
Yes.
If you listen to my story, I mentioned that in 2020, that was the point I wrote my book. That was the point I became a licensed Canadian financial advisor.
Yes.
And I've seen how rewarding it has been in the last 2 years. If I had not taken that opportunity, I probably would still be stuck and now be scared about what's going on with the economy. 65% of millionaires have 3 streams of income.
Wow.
45% have 4 streams of income. 29% of millionaires have 5 streams of income.
Wow.
So when you look at most millionaires, they don't depend on one single income.
Right.
I understand that not everybody wants to become a millionaire, but the current situation right now requires more than one stream of income
Yes.
just to pay your bills and to stay sane.
Right.
So one of the reasons why I recommend a side hustle for anyone is not just about the money, it's about the experience.
Yes.
It changes your perspective to life. The way you see things become different.
Exactly.
And those experiences can help you later in your life.
Right.
Because right now, one of the risks that most of us stand is is life expectancy. Due to technological advancement, most of us will live longer than our parents.
Yep.
And the retirement age is still 65.
Right.
So we have like 25 to 30 years after retirement. What do you want to do with your life after retirement?
Yes.
If there's one thing I've seen about retirement is the fact that retirement itself doesn't age you, it's the lack of activity that ages you.
Right.
When people retire at 65, they're full of energy,
Yep.
but they've got nothing to do anymore. They're just bored
Yeah.
and they start aging.
Yep.
But for those that have activities, you see them still energetic, doing a
Yes.
lot of things, and that's what you want to do for yourself. So the reason I'm talking about this is if you have a side also that you're building now, you never know. That might be what you retire into at 65.
Yep.
You may not even make money from it right now, but those experiences, nobody can take it away from you.
Yes. I love that, Paul. Thank you so much. I really love how you said the experiences, no one can take that away from you. And like Paul said, you may not make money up front. Like you may have to sacrifice your time and not make a dollar. But if you're passionate about it and you enjoy what you're doing, that's okay because the money could come later. But side hustles are very important. And a lot of people on this channel ask me about side hustles. And I am pro side hustle. This is a side hustle that I'm doing right now in my life. And I strongly enjoy it. And if there's a skill or a passion that you have right now, so you could have a 9 to 5, but you have another passion that you love to do and you just do on your free time, you can make that your side hustle, whether it's sewing, whether it's something to do with grass cutting, whatever it is, you can make a side hustle out of anything, podcasting, YouTubing, whatever it is. So thank you, Paul, for that. So life insurance, this has been floating around and we never learned about life insurance growing up, but for whatever reason, it's becoming something of importance in this generation, in this era. So my question to educate our audience that is going to watch this show, what is life insurance and who should have life insurance?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And like you mentioned, life insurance is is not something that a lot of us were used to back
No.
in the days, and is an emotional topic because when you hear life insurance, the first thing that comes to your head is how will I get the benefits? I need to die so somebody can get paid.
Yeah.
And most people don't love to talk about death.
No.
So, but life insurance, in my experience, I would say is the bedrock of your financial building.
Yes.
Everyone should have it. And the earlier you have it, the better for you. Because you don't buy life insurance, you qualify for life insurance.
Right.
So there are different factors that will determine if you will own a life insurance, such as age, health status, gender, lifestyle. So you may want to get life insurance, but you may not be eligible. And life insurance is an important part of your financial structure
Yes.
because it's a strategy that you can use to build wealth, protect wealth, and transfer wealth to next generation.
Right.
Because there are a lot of tax advantages that you get when you own life insurance. People of color like myself and yourself, we don't like talking about life insurance. The conversations can be difficult. But if we keep shying away from these conversations, we will keep pushing next generations into a pit
Right.
of financial illiteracy.
Right.
And there are different types of life insurance. There are term insurance, there is permanent life insurance. But it's important for anyone listening to me right now to understand that life insurance is essential. It's like the bedrock of your financial building.
Yes.
People can reach out to me if they need more information. I can't talk about it, but it's important to own life insurance
Yes.
for
Okay.
yourself.
That's great. So Paul's saying it's very important. I strongly believe in that. And Paul, at the end of the show, we'll give you Paul's contact information so that way you guys can reach out to Paul today and you can find out the information that you need. All right. So my next question, obviously, this is Marcel Mindset TV, and my passion is mindset. Like, to me, mindset is everything. When I wake up, where's my mindset? You know what I mean? Like, I check in with myself. What am I thinking right now? What are my thoughts? And that's my mindset. Am I going to attack the day today, or am I going to stay on the couch and do nothing? Right. So my mindset's like every day I have to check in with my mindset. So mindset is everything. It's so important. What kind of mindset do you have when you're not winning, when things aren't going your way? Do you stay in a negative mindset, or do you switch that and stay in a positive mindset, although things are not working out for you? So my question to you, Paul, is what does mindset mean to you, and how can someone develop a growth mindset?
Yeah, thank you for that question. And just like the name of your podcast, Masu Mindset TV. So for me, mindset is everything.
Yes.
Mindset is everything. Whatever you feel you can do with the right mindset, you'll be able to achieve it.
Yes.
And there are two types of mindsets. We have the fixed mindset, we have the growth mindset. Sometimes your culture, your experiences, how you are raised determine the kind of mindset that you have. So the first thing for you is to diagnose your kind of mindset. You want to know what kind of mindset do you have? You have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset?
Yes.
And I talked about that in my second chapter of my book.
Yep.
But to answer your question, how you can develop a growth mindset, there are a lot of tips that I've come up with. And the first one is, how do you see challenges? Do you see challenges as a reason to stop, or you see it as an opportunity to grow?
Yes.
So view challenges as opportunities. Number two, stop seeking approval.
Wow.
If there's anything you are thinking of about doing, just do it.
Exactly.
You don't need to seek approval. Then celebrate growth with others. When someone in your neighborhood is succeeding, there is a chance that you'll be the next person to succeed.
Exactly.
So celebrate growth with others. Another way to develop your growth mindset is to emphasize growth over speed.
Yep.
Direction is key. Get direction. Don't just keep running everywhere. Emphasize growth over speed.
Right.
Then learn from other people's mistakes.
Yes.
You can't live long to make all the mistakes on your own.
Right.
Everything you want to achieve, somebody has achieved it before.
Exactly.
And that person must have made some mistakes. So reach out, find out. It makes your journey shorter. And the last one is to replace the word failing with learning.
Yes. I love that.
Every time I don't get to do something, I just learn the way of not doing it. I've never failed before.
Exactly.
I've only learned ways of not doing something. I don't fail. I only learn new ways. So the word you use on yourself determines your kind of mindset. You don't fail. You just learn new ways of not doing it.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Wow. Wow. That's huge. And that chapter is actually in his book. I read that. And I actually reread that, and I kept going over it. I'm like, wow, he talks about the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. And you want to really be aware. Do you have a growth mindset, or do you have a fixed mindset? Because these mindsets will stop you or progress you to that next level. So check in with yourself, what kind of mindset you have. And Paul's book really shows us how to develop that growth mindset. Thank you, Paul. So I want to transition to health. So now, we have 7 days a week, but some people say, I have no time for health. I'm working all the time. I'm too busy to go to the gym. I'm too busy to do some push-ups, some sit-ups. I'm too busy to eat right. I just grab takeout or whatever the case may be. So some people just neglect health altogether. And obviously that may not be a good thing. That isn't a good thing. So my question to you, and I know you had that chapter in your book in the beginning, is why should we prioritize our health, and explain the health triangle: diet, exercise, and sleep?
Yes, thank you, Masu, for that question. And I'm going to start by saying you are your biggest asset.
Yes. Wow.
You are your biggest asset. So, whatever you want to achieve, all your aspirations, the reason why you are busy is because you are alive and you are healthy.
Exactly.
All your excuses for not taking your health as priorities is because you can still walk and you are healthy.
Yes.
Just imagine that you are unable to lift your leg this morning. You won't be able to have this podcast.
No.
So all your aspirations, all your ambitions are tied to your health. So you must prioritize your health. And talking about the sleep triangle, you will realize that most of the things I talked about is about being taking responsibility for your health, is about your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And according to World Health Organization, 60% of related factors to individual health and quality of life are correlated to lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is if everyone can be responsible, live a responsible life, chances are all the diseases that we are going through in the world will be cut short by 60%.
Wow.
So a lot of us follow unhealthy lifestyle. We have genuine excuses, just like you said, I'm busy, I have to go to work and all that. But if you whatever you prioritize, you will always make opportunity to take care of it.
Yes.
Exercise, diet, and sleep, these things are in your control. I'm not saying that if you put a lot of work, you may not fall ill. There are different external factors that can contribute to you not being healthy, but there's a lot of work that you also need to do. And technology has really helped because some of
Yes.
our excuses is Canada is cold. I can't just be going to the gym every day. You can work out from the comfort of your room.
Yep.
There are different apps you can use, you can download on your phone that will encourage you to work out. You can use your Apple Watch, monitor the steps you take on in a day. How long do you sit for? Because at the same time, technology is also making our lives to
Mm-hmm.
become more sedentary.
It's true.
Everything people work from home right now. You control everything from your phone. You are not active. You will wake up someday, you realize that you are not healthy anymore. So you need to take care of your exercise, work with your doctor, do annual checkup. Not You don't really need to do some serious exercises. You don't have to lift weights and all that. You can just do small push-ups, take a
Yes.
walk, use treadmill. You can
Exactly.
skip. There's a lot you can do for exercise.
Right.
And the reason why I'm passionate about exercise is it helps some happy hormones to be secreted,
Yes.
such as serotonin, dopamine. These hormones helps you stay happy.
Right.
And in a country like Canada, where we have long winters, there are chances that you may want to go into depression at some point.
Yes.
So you need to be responsible and perform some exercise.
Right.
For sleep, sleep is an emotional one for me because I have a personal story about that.
Right.
And most business owners come up with excuses. I'm so busy. I
Yeah.
can't afford to be sleeping for 8 hours and all that.
Yeah.
If you go through my book, you will see the different advantages of sleeping for
Yes.
long. The daily recommended dose is 8 hours. I know that's difficult for most of us to achieve,
Yep.
but but let me give you one reason why you need to sleep well. Men that spend lower time in sleeping tend to have testosterone levels of
Yes.
10 years older men.
Wow.
So let me put it in a different perspective. So let's say a 35-year-old man doesn't sleep well. The guy we have a testosterone level of a 45-year-old man,
Wow.
which means lack of sleep
Yep.
ages you further by 10 years.
Wow.
So sleep well, eat well. We all know the right food to eat.
Yes.
We all know what to eat. Most people know that these things are not good. I'm not going to mention all those foods, but we all know the right foods to eat. Eat
Yes.
well, sleep well,
Yes.
and take your exercise seriously. Remember that your family, your loved ones, are depending on you. And the only way you can be there for them is by being healthy. You are your biggest asset. Take
Yes.
responsibility of yourself.
Wow. Yeah. I love that. You are your biggest asset. So prioritize your diet, your exercise, and your sleep. That is huge because we live in a culture where some people say grind, 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 grind. No sleep.
Right?
Sleep is for the weak. No, actually, sleep is for the wise.
But the
It
strong.
keeps you strong. Exactly. Right. So prioritize that. And that chapter was in Paul's book, which was really good because I found myself getting caught up in that whole grind thing. Oh, let's sleep 6.5 hours. Let's cut sleep. But no, I got my full 7 to 8 hours today and I feel charged up and ready to go. So get that sleep.
Right.
It's very important. Thank you, Paul. So we talk about God, you know what I mean? And God is a staple in my life. And a lot of the reason why I'm here today and sitting across from you is because God is, I've allowed God to lead me, direct me, and put me in places in my life. And I've just given my life to God and I've seen my life 365-degree change because of that. You know, and some people say God doesn't exist. Some people say God exists. Some people have a different type of relationship. Some people say there's multiple gods, but a God is whatever it is to you. So my question to you, Paul, is how has faith and your relationship with God helped you with your success today?
That's a very good question. And for me, God is the ultimate.
Yes,
The reason why we are here standing, talking to ourselves, is because of the grace of God.
exactly.
I'm a Christian, and the book of Romans 9:16 says, is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but
Right.
of God who showeth mercy.
Yeah,
So there's a part to your own hard work and your smart work, and there's God's factor to everything you do.
exactly.
Another verse in the Bible is 1 Corinthians 15:10, where Paul was saying, but by the grace of God, I am what I am.
Mm-hmm.
I believe strongly that God is the ultimate, and my key prayers every day are direction and grace.
Wow.
Because once you have God's direction,
Yeah.
everything works well for you.
Yes.
So be vulnerable to God. Let God take the wheel. Do your part, but just know that God is ultimate.
Yes.
Don't make God the last resort.
No.
Like, don't try everything, and when it's not working, oh, hi, God, I've
Yes.
tried everything.
Right.
No, build a relationship with Him.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's huge. God is huge and God could transform and change your life. And you're seeing that through Paul and his book and what he's doing out here. He attributes that to God. All right. So we're getting near to the end of the show, and there's so much knowledge and wisdom that you've been dropping here today. So I just want to thank you for that. I really love what you're doing out here, and you're going to inspire the world. You already have. You've inspired me. You know, I read your book once. I want to get back into it again. And I really hope, Paul, that you come out with a book number 2. A book number 2 is in you. A part 2 to that is in you, Paul. I
I'm,
know.
I'm taking up that challenge.
Yeah,
Thank you, Masu, for
yeah,
having me.
yeah. So I want to ask, you know, because we do have a high school audience that does watch our show. We have millennials that do watch this show. So my question to you, because we want to educate the next generation and we want to, like you said, transfer wealth, set them up. If you were to speak to a group of high school students, what are 3 things that you would tell them about money?
Yeah, that's a good one. So, what I would say, first of all, money is a tool,
Yes.
and the goal is freedom.
Wow.
So, you can use money to get the freedom. Don't mix it up. Mixing it up is saying money is the goal. You just keep running after money and you never get it.
Exactly.
So the goal is freedom and money is a tool.
Wow.
And I also will let them know that money follows value.
Wow.
You've got to be value oriented. Everywhere there is value, you see money running after that value. People exchange money for value. The
Yes.
more value they offer, the more money you are likely to make. So be value oriented
Right.
and don't just be don't just hope that money will come to you. be value oriented, develop yourself, keep getting more skills as you go. Another thing is life insurance. Life insurance is key for young people because if you are young and healthy, the best time to get life insurance is now.
Yes.
In fact, the best time to get it was yesterday. The next best time is now.
Yeah.
Because it's a means to build generational wealth.
Right.
Then another thing for the young ones is start investing right now, no matter how little. Don't wait till you become a family man or you have kids. Because when it comes to investment, time is a key factor. You need to understand the rule of 72, compound interest. It works like magic. If a 20-year-old guy starts investing $50 now, and a 40-year-old start investing $50 now, the same amount, the 20-year-old will make more money by 50 than the 40-year-old because of compound interest.
Yep.
And the last one is treat everyone with respect and love. Because no matter how much you're going to make in life, when it comes to getting paid with money, humans are the decision makers.
Exactly.
Whatever you sell, whether you're selling services or you're selling products or you're building your career, when it comes to money, people make that decision. So treat everyone like $1 million client.
Great. Thank you for that, Paul. Really appreciate that. And that's something that the high school kids can really benefit from. You know, make those changes in your life. You know, listen to what Paul is saying. He's giving you that knowledge and that wisdom for the future so you can set yourself up for success in the future. So my last question on the show, you know, like I said, it's been a great show. I don't want this to end. I feel like I can sit here all day and talk to you because you're just full of information, full of knowledge, right? And we could tell, I could feel that you have a passion for helping people succeed in life. You know, and that is your passion, that's your vision, and that's what you've been blessed with. Okay. So how can someone get on the path of building wealth and financial freedom for themselves and their family?
Right. So very good question. And I'm going to spend some time on this one. The first thing is your mindset.
Yep.
Work on your mindset. There is a strong chance that your culture, your experience might have affected your mindset, and you may look like you can't do it. So work on your mindset, put yourself on the positive side, then get self-conviction. Be convinced that you are ready to build wealth and you can do it. The next thing is to identify the wealthy people around you. If you have access to them, talk to them. If you don't have access to them, use technology like social media, follow them, listen to their podcast, buy their books, read their books and learn from them. Then when it comes to building wealth, there's a formula to it. You must take into account time, inflation, taxes, and the interest rates. And you've got to show interest. You've got to show interest in what you are investing. Don't just put your money somewhere and look away.
Right.
Then set your goals. Set goals for yourself. Check your circle. Check your colleagues, your bosses, or your top management. Look at the people that are close to retirement. Look at the ones that have retired. Is there anyone with a lifestyle that you like? If you find anyone with that lifestyle, reach out to the person. Ask questions.
Yep.
If you don't find, maybe it's time to look elsewhere. Maybe that career is not good enough. If everybody that's retired are not living good lives that you want, you may want to check another career. And finally, learn the financial system of your country. Understand taxes, learn about insurance and investment. You don't necessarily need to be a financial advisor. Just learn it for your own good. Be financially literate. It's not about how much you earn that makes you wealthy. It's about what you use your earnings for. This is where your knowledge comes in. So get the knowledge, work hard, work smart, and be vulnerable to God.
Wow. That's phenomenal, Paul. Thank you so much. That's just huge, guys. Did you guys hear what Paul said? You guys are gonna have to rewind this show and listen not only to the last minute, but the whole podcast, because today Paul brought so much knowledge. He brought a lot of wisdom, and he educated us, the community, the people. Paul has a huge message, and he delivered it here today, and he's delivering it every single day. Paul is on the path to generational wealth, freedom, and he's doing that. So, Paul, for our audience out there who are going to want to reach out to you and learn more and get started with you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, thank you. They can reach me on my website, pauladeyeye.com. I'm on Instagram at supersalescoach. I'm on Twitter at Deyeye Paul. Just put Paul Adeyeye on Google. You will find somewhere where you can reach me.
Yeah.
I'm on TikTok. I'm everywhere on social media.
Good.
So thank you, Masu, for having me.
Thank you very much, Paul. And remember, guys, go and get Paul's book. Like I said, I finished it this morning. You could read that book in 2 days, and I can guarantee you that book will change your life. It will change your mindset, change your perspective, and it will also educate you as well, too. So again, guys, remember, subscribe to the channel. And I know you got a little bit of value from this video. So do me a favor and share this video to one friend and tell them to share it to somebody else. Okay? Thank you very much for coming on the show. And I wish you nothing but the best, Paul. Thank you again.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Take care, Paul.